knew he had to get in and out as quick as he could. And I think that having that type of work ethic and being driven like that, because he knew that he had to work hard in order to be successful, because it wasn't handed to him.
We grew up fast because of our family situations, and we were able to overcome a lot early on in our marriage because of that.
Janet McCain and Mike Huckabee were only 18 when they married, but their honeymoon was brief. Janet was diagnosed with spinal cancer only a year after their wedding day.
We'd been married less than a year when she started having back trouble, and just over a year when, after months of various treatments, the doctor came in and took me down the hall to one of those little private rooms, which that's never good news. And when he pulled me in there, I could see by the expression on his face that something wasn't right. And he stumbled around for a few minutes, and he finally said, "I don't know how to tell you this, but your wife doesn't have what we think she had. Your wife has a tumor, and it's in the canal of her spine." And told us that the best two options we could hope for would be that if they were able to get to the tumor and remove it, to be prepared for the likelihood that she would be paraplegic the rest of her life, because they anticipated having to sever her spinal cord in order to remove the tumor, that it would be a matter of saving her life, but at the expense of her being able to walk. And that was about the best option we were given at that point.
When you're 20 years old, you think you're indestructible. And you think, well, I can overcome this. And it was very difficult, not only for that, but I practically had to learn to walk again. And for someone who's very athletic, that was difficult.
And that's when, for me, faith kicked in, and I realized that, I'm not in control here. There's nothing I can do just to make it better. And what I have to do is just try to take this day at a time, moment at a time, and confront the things that I can confront, and just have faith and confidence in those things that I can't change.
Together, the young couple made it through the bout with cancer. Janet had been told that she would not have children, but she did, and the young couple began raising 2 sons and a daughter. It was a small-town life that forged the Huckabees' traditional Republican conservative values. A longtime member of the NRA and Ducks Unlimited, and an avid bass fisherman, Mike taught his children to respect the rich traditions of hunting and fishing.
Mike, almost every Saturday, when the kids were old enough to even hold a fishing pole, he would take the kids out fishing.
We used to go fishing every Saturday morning. I did a lot more laying in the boat than I did actually fishing, and I let my brothers do more of the fishing stuff. But fishing every Saturday morning was just kind of a part of growing up, is spending time in the outdoors and enjoying what Arkansas had to offer.
Huckabee went to seminary and followed his personal faith.
I think people misunderstand what faith means in terms of the application of an elected official. For me, it means that I wake up every day not having to find what I need to believe based on an opinion poll from the overnight sampling. I have some core convictions. Now, people may disagree with them, and I respect that, but they're going to at least know where I'm coming from. And they're going to know that there's a certain basis for my value system and a certain basis for my decisions that's somewhat predictable.
He was part of a committee that worked hard to get the Unborn Child Amendment on a statewide ballot, only to see the courts throw it off. This frustrating experience prompted friends and family to tell Mike Huckabee that he should run for office and try to change the system.
Well, the truth is I had thought about it, but I didn't think it was a realistic effort for me. And yet I had close friends, people that I had a lot of confidence in, who asked me would I consider it, and said they would support me if I did. A lot of the decisions being made by people in politics were made by people who I felt like were out of touch with the real world. They lived in a completely isolated environment. I wasn't sure if they really knew what it was like to raise kids in the real world and send them to public schools and stand in line at the checkout stand at the grocery store and